over the moon.
Luke, this is your first major competition. This is your first European Championships. How was it?
Created them, and Liam Loftus has been to meet the British ringmaster to get the lowdown on the origins of the tonic.
For me, it's an incredible feeling to have my surname in the code of points, the book of gymnastics forever.
Courtney, how did this become your discipline?
I remember when I started, I didn't enjoy it too much because it takes a very long time to develop the strength to be able to do real proper skills on the rings. But I remember I was going to a few comps and picking up a few medals, standing on top of the podium for the rings. I thought, I quite like this, we're going to focus on this a little bit more. Now just so much on the rings and it's my favourite thing.
This is experimental. So,
Here's the ringmaster! You talked about skills there. You have a signature move on the rings.
And that is immensely powerful. First time that has been seen.
How do you create a signature move?
I remember the day so clearly. I think I was like 9, 8 years old. There would be this machine that would take away like 50% of your body weight. It's called 50-50. I'd play on that age, just have fun, try and lose strength skills, just inventing stuff. And I did this one skill into another skill. And I remember thinking, oh, I've never seen anyone do that.
yo,
And took a video of it on like W8, 10R, Sony Ericsson, whatever it was. And I was like, showed my coach, and he was like, yeah, that'd be your skill if you completed that when you're older. When I turned into a senior and I had enough strength, I started to learn it properly without help and support. And for me, it's an incredible feeling to have my surname in the code of points, the book of gymnastics forever.
So cool, so cool. Do you know, Craig Heap in our commentary box, he designed the heap and he used to practice it on every single landing and he would perform it occasionally. Just kidding, Craig. Anyway, Petronius is he's going for his 7th title in rings up against Courtney. So this is not going to be easy for Courtney, but he knows what it's all about. He's going for his 4th European title. It's almost Courtney time, Gianni.
It's time.
Yeah.
Courtney has been in these finals before. He knows what he needs to do. And again, Petronius is one of his biggest rivals, biggest competitors. Also, we've got Adam Asil.
Well, he was amazing, wasn't he?
Oh, a fantastic performance. So I think for Courtney, if he keeps his cool and nails the dismount, that's a big thing for Courtney is nailing that dismount. He's worked very hard on that over the past few years. I think he'll get the score.
Yeah. Do you think he'll be fresh after that all round?
Yeah, Adam Asil.
Yeah.
I think he's a little bit tired. Maybe well, he's had a day to rest, but rings, they a bit of adrenaline, they pull it out. These rings workers, they're on another level. So it'll be a good final for sure.
Well, the rings final will be up very, very shortly, and the British team out in Turkey shows a real mixture of experience. At 31 years old, Becky Downey's international debut was before some of the gymnasts at the Europeans were even born. Becky is a 2-time European champion, That's been in and out of the British team in recent years. I think it's fair to say that her gymnastics journey has been full of twists and turns.
When we look back at your past kind of 3-4 years, it's been a difficult time for you. How have you kind of managed to get that kind of fresh mindset?
I think it was kind of just remembering what my long-term goal was, and my long-term goal was always trying to achieve that Olympic medal. So it was kind of, how do I reset to do that? I still love what I do, and I just felt I have so much more to give.
Was there a moment where you thought, right, I want to do this?
I guess a big question last year was kind of coming back into the space and seeing how I felt. That was kind of like my deciding year, really. Did I want to stay or did I not want to stay? And then as soon as I got injured in the summer, it was like a huge injury. And in some ways, I just felt a real sense of calm, like the complete opposite, as in like, I know I'm going to be absolutely fine. My Achilles has been such a problem for so many years, which is why I kind of became a bit more of a specialist. But I always found the ligaments not really that difficult. It was just, I'd already had one rupture and you kind of knew what could happen if you did another one. And then once I kind of done it, I was like, well, it's done now. So one of my biggest fears essentially had happened. And I was kind of just excited to kind of get it healed. And if it did heal well, I knew how strong they can be. And then, yeah, it's a big game changer going forward.
Let's talk about bars then, because you're the bars queen, right? And how have you managed to build that difficulty back up?
I've done enough training, I guess, throughout the years with different injuries to know how to fall. So they let me back on bars within 2 weeks of the Achilles injury in a boot, which is quite crazy. It takes a while to get everything back. And I mean, I did everything over a complete bare pit. So if I did fall, risk factor was really low. I think I've just learned the process now, learned what works for me. And it's kind of just looking at each day, like, what do you really want? What is my long-term goal, and how I'm gonna get there, really. That's kind of what keeps me going.
Becky was incredible in that team final. She had to wait, didn't she? She was the last gymnast to go on their final piece of apparatus. She was only there to do bars and, to score over 14.
Yeah, it's difficult. When you are a specialist, people think, oh, great. But she literally didn't even have that opportunity. She went straight in, last gymnast. But she did an incredible routine. It was solid performance, and if she does that again today, then who knows where that can leave her on the podium.
How much do you think she'll relish the opportunity to come out and have this individual apparatus final?
Massively. I mean, she's got a plan. She knows how to perform at these majors. She's been in many bar finals. She's won 2 European titles previously.
Yes.
And she's in a very different mindset now. It's when you are competing when you're slightly older, the way you compete, the way you train is very different to when you are 15, 16.
Yeah, it's interesting. She's now 31. And you dabbled with when you were going to retire, when you were going to come back, how much you were going to remain focused, how much it was going to be part of your life. It's an interesting period that she's in now, and being very much more, as we heard the talking there, more reflective on her gymnastics.
Yeah, and she's got stuff outside of gymnastics as well. She's got bits that she's doing commercially. She does the leotards. So she kind of has that balance of being in the gym, going towards that Olympic goal. But she has got stuff outside of it, and she's obviously got a very supportive family, supportive network around her that are helping her come back from that injury and get back out there on the international scene.
Yeah, well, Becky will be out any second now. You can see the gymnast coming out. Georgia Wheeler is out.
I noticed after your routine that you didn't punch the air like you usually do. Did you know that you had more to give there?
Yeah, for sure. There was mistakes
Oh,
I've seen, but
this is an experimental StreamYard to see how it goes. So if any of me mods come in now in a minute, can you make yourself known? The link is in the description. If you want to jump on and say hello, let's fucking go. I'm on for 40 minutes. Everybody's welcome, so I'll just wait for a few people to come on.
But again, I kind of put all the pressure on my shoulders. I don't let my side pressure get to me. So even the routines I do in training, I put that pressure on myself. So it's quite identical.
Give me a minute.
Competitions like this.
What do you say to yourself before you go out there and compete?
I rely on the numbers I've done in training. It's just another routine. That's what my coach tells me just before the routine, and that's exactly what it is.
Well, congratulations, well done.
Thank you so much.
Morning, everyone. How's it going? Straightouttaballyer here. Forget the scar on the forehead like a fucking Star Trek sign. Listen.
This man here.
Won't let me see the camera. I don't know what to do with the camera, man.
That's been great for her in that all round and in the team fight, I should say, and she did incredibly well.
Anyway, it is an experimental thing, so
this is then the
yeah, we'll do our best. That's all we can do, guys. Yeah.
First up, Nikita Simonov of Azerbaijan.
Oh, very strong on this piece of apparatus naturally. Gymnasts have to hit the held positions for the required 2 seconds. Swing to strength, that's good. The inverted creeps. Gymnasts have to swing as well. The guy's got really good lift on the swinging. Swing to strength, back up rise into the Maltese. Crucifix. And he's got a swing to handstand. Back up rise into the top planche, legs locked together. That's the requirement. Good position in the handstand. Lovely straight line from fingertips to toes. Winds up, big dismount. Full twisting double straight. Just that little step on landing, but a very good routine. This is going to be a really tight contested rings final, Matt.
Oh, there's no question about it. It's all going to be won and lost on the landings. Talked to Gianni about this earlier on, and yeah, there's not much between them once they're on the rings, but it's all about the height and whether or not they can skip that final move.
Well, in terms of difficulty level, the span is from 5'9" to 6'3", so 0.4 in terms of difficulty is what separates the lowest qualifier to the highest qualifier. And so really it is all just on tiny margins.
Naomi Visser, first to go, 21 years old. Also in the floor final, she's
been in a few European finals herself.
Beautifully elegant gymnast, and that was a good opener. The catch out with a half turn. Oh, she had to use a little bit of strength over that, but nicely up to the high bar. Full of difficulty. She would have hoped to get the feet straight on there. Had to take the extra up start, but that was a nice chuck with half turn. Oh, and she just went early. To be honest, she was competing last night, and it's not massively surprising to see that she's a little bit weary today. The timing
Right, guys, I'm
of these
just gonna end
pirouettes is so fast.